Everybody, hello. Welcome to a special Wednesday edition of Joystiq Streams. My name is Anthony John Agnello, Joystiq Community Manager, and I am joined here today by a couple of Joystickers with varying opinions on Super Mario Galaxy. We have Managing Editor Susan Hart. Hello, Susan.
Hello, Anthony.
And we also have Contributing Editor Mike Suzik. What's up, Mike?
Hey, it's me, Mario guy.
And we are playing Super Mario Galaxy 2. Now, this is the exact same Super Mario Galaxy 2 that came out in May of 2010, and it is super friggin' awesome. Although there is one little thing that is different. This version of Super Mario Galaxy 2 was just downloaded onto a Wii U moments ago, because Nintendo announced today that they're finally releasing Wii games digitally via the eShop on Wii U. Something that probably should have started happening, like, the moment that console came out.
Yeah, I don't... That one is baffling to me, but okay.
Probably should have started coming out a little bit sooner, but so we're checking it out. We want to see, if there's anything special, anything interesting about the way the game runs, even though Nintendo has said they're not changing anything in the controls, this is not outputting in HD, nothing super dramatic, but you never know. Nintendo can do weird things when they re-release old games. When I was writing up a little announcement that we were doing this earlier, I was talking about how when they put out the Virtual Console releases of Game Boy Advance games, there are full-color reprints of the instruction manual. So, like, weird things happen. Strange things are afoot when Nintendo releases things.
Well, so far we've discovered that this recognizes your old save files, which is super cool.
Very cool, very cool. My old save file popped right up. Oh, how do I do this again? Oh! Man, I'm having trouble getting my old Super Mario Galaxy.
Getting your mojo back?
But yeah, my save file from 2010 showed up immediately upon firing up the game. A pleasant surprise! Like, that's actually the kind of usability that Nintendo usually forgets about. But here we are. This is a brand new save file, the very first playable stage of the game.
Anthony, hold on. So Papa Gadoosh wants us to go over what we're talking about with the Wii games being available digitally on the Wii U.
So, Mike, do you want to handle that? You wrote that up this morning, right?
Yes. So basically, previously, like, the Wii U was always backwards compatible, you were kind of saying before, that you could insert a disc and you would have to boot into a Wii mode, like a separate Wii menu within the Wii U. So it's basically like, it was segmented off. This is a little bit better, I guess, in a sense, because now with Wii games on the eShop, you can download them and then just play them right off of the Wii U menu. And the only real difference now is that any game that was Classic Controller compatible, like the Classic Controller Pro and like the original one that was kind of looking more like a SNES controller, now you can just use the Wii U's gamepad to play those, which before, with the Wii mode in the Wii U, you couldn't do that. You had to use whatever the controls were for, like, you'd have to plug in a Classic Controller, I'm pretty sure, into a Wii remote and use that. So it's a little bit more friendly, I think, with some of that stuff, and I don't know what... I mean, I struggle to come up with a list of games that like, you could definitely do it with. I mean, I guess if they decided Xenoblade, if they decided to put Smash Brothers Brawl, that would be another possibility. But, we just had a Smash Brothers launch, but... Yeah, I mean, that's the main difference. Anthony, how big was the download? That's one thing.
It was very small, actually. That was the other thing. That, I wanted to make sure that we had it in time for the stream. It was just over 1.5 gig.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah,
that's very reasonable.
Very reasonable. Which, I mean, like, this was a game designed for console that came out in 2001. Like, I know the Wii is a little bit more powerful than the GameCube, but they are essentially the same machine. I'm not gonna say anything about duct tape, I promise.
I was thinking it.
Yeah, we were all thinking it. We were all thinking it. So, just one last detail. This is the first of the Wii games that will be available to download via eShop. The second will be Punch-Out!, the one made by Next Level Games, which is actually excellent. They're the guys who did Luigi's Mansion as well. And the most recent Luigi's Mansion, that is. And then the last week of January will be Metroid Prime Trilogy, and that is a freaking, like, $10 for Metroid Prime Trilogy. It's crazy. Especially considering I think that disc became something of a collector's item. I'm excited for when some games with the classic controller support do come out, so you can use it with the gamepad, because then you'll actually be able to just play the game on your gamepad. And, like, if you're sitting there watching television and you can play Xenoblade on that, that's freaking awesome. But at the same time, we don't know if the one Wii U function that I wanted for years now is going to be implemented, which is that you could just use the gamepad as a classic controller in Wii mode across the board.
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Ah, so many virtual console games will suddenly become accessible. Like, you will be able to play all of the Castlevanias. You will be able to play Indiana Jones trilogy for Super Nintendo. Everybody wants to do that, right? Right?
Yeah.
Guys.
Nope.
You're alone in this one, my friend.
Guys,
You're alone.
Indiana Jones trilogy.
Embarrassing.
You guys have never played the Indiana Jones trilogy, the one that Lucasfilm made, using the Super Star Wars engine?
I don't
No,
think so.
but
Oh,
I do
it's so
think
awesome.
I've heard good things about it, if I recall correctly.
It is blindingly hard. It is
Well,
so,
the Super Star Wars series was
so
hard.
it makes those look easy by comparison,
God.
which is like saying something. The very first thing you do in that Indiana Jones game is you have to run away from the boulder, like in Raiders.
Oh, God.
I think it took me like 2 hours to beat that first level. It's the kind of thing, Susan, you would fire it up and just be like, nope, no,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
doing it.
Like, no, like, if my first 2 hours experience with your game is constant failure, we're done.
Not
So,
Because that's not fun.
Manu888 says, does the game load faster than the original Wii release? Are you noticing any difference with that?
I'm not noticing.
I mean, maybe it's not noticeable, but the fact that it's on the hard drive as opposed to a disc that's spinning around, that would really be the main difference, I would think, if anything. But yeah, it's probably about the same.
Yeah, so far this has been indistinguishable from playing my disc version of Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Which isn't bad when we're talking about a game that's as great as as this is. You know,
Hell yes.
like.
And Mike Suzik and I know that Super Mario Galaxy 2 is the superior Super Mario Galaxy. And some people have very different opinions about this fact.
Yeah, because you put Yoshi in a game and you make Yoshi suck. Like, how is that even possible?
I don't get the
No,
Yoshi.
No, wait.
Yoshi is not fun in this game.
Susan,
Okay.
be with me on one thing. He doesn't suck nearly as much in this as he does in Super Mario Sunshine, where the only thing Yoshi can do is vomit juice on people. That's it. You can't even use him in the levels. He just throws up.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Although I do love that game so much.
Yeah.
I really loved its environments and its level design.
So good.
The camera definitely took some getting used to, but I'm a huge fan of that one.
Yeah, I love Sunshine. One of the reasons I love Sunshine is that Yoshi is in it and all he does is vomit juice.
Of course it is.
That's the kind of thing that I look for in video games. I happen to really like Yoshi in Super Mario Galaxy 2. I like the levels where you have to constantly eat peppers to run up
I hate those. See, that's, you know what? Give me that level with a different character, like a not Yoshi, and I would enjoy them more. Like, that is not what I...
What do you got against Yoshi?
No,
This is starting to sound like an anti-Yoshi thing.
It's exactly the opposite. I love Yoshi, but that is not what I want from Yoshi. Like, I want the Yoshi... you want Yoshi exactly
as...
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you want Yoshi's Island Yoshi.
Well, no. Although original Yoshi's Island is awesome. But no, like more like Super Mario World Yoshi. Like he's your partner, and not like you have to go get the egg and there's a time limit, and then you gotta run with the peppers and keep hitting peppers to make it run super fast. You know, no. Oh, here we are. As a matter of fact.
Render B says, actually, shouldn't it work in the horrible way, as far as using the gamepad, as in using the Wii remote on the pad as a TV, because it has a built-in sensor bar to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is a thing. You can do
that.
That
is a thing.
Can you actually
Let's assume you...
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a thing you can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the way people, I think, did other like standard Wii mode games to begin with. So I imagine that is the case. Yeah.
What?
I do love these little star guys, though. I tell you what, they are just the cutest dang things.
The Lumas.
I love them.
Yeah,
all right,
great.
So adorable.
This has to be an internet hoax. Like, this has to be an internet hoax. This cannot be real. But I saw this thing online a couple of days ago where some guy says that he hates Rosalina and the Luma
I saw this.
so much that he pre-ordered 100 Rosalina and Luma amiibos to just like stockpile them so people don't have them. And he's like, this is my protest. It cannot be real, right?
I can't believe that, and on top of that, screw that guy.
Oh,
Rosalina's a perfectly fine character.
I love
Rosalina. I think
Rosalina's great. What, do you not want a series to change, buddy? Get out of here with that.
Have you met the internet?
Yeah. Come on, stupid internet person. Yeah.
I mean, I certainly can't... I don't have an opinion about it either way, because, yeah, I could totally see somebody doing that, because I have met the internet.
Yeah, that's true. It's just, like, the idea of spending, like, $1,300 or more on that is just... My god, why? Why? And I say that as a guy who spent, like, $40 on a box.
Oh, no, I know. It's not even about... Like, here's the thing. Like, to me, that's a lot of money. But, assuming this guy exists, I don't know anything about him. That might be pocket change to him, right?
Right.
Or it might be would I spend $100 to make sure everybody had a Rosalina amiibo? Of course I would, Like, would I spend $500 to do that? Yeah, I probably would.
Oh, Yoshi, come back here, you... Susan, I gotta tell you, Yoshi works pretty much like he does in Super Mario World here.
Yeah,
you eat guys, he runs away if you hop off him. He, like, runs to the edge of places.
Right, I think the real downside is just the pointer control.
Yeah.
Maybe perhaps that's the problem.
I think maybe that's the problem, is that, maybe, you're nerfing Yoshi a little bit doing that, but what would you rather do? Have to make sure that you're pointing in the right direction? I mean, really, if you get used to the pointer controls, which I think is always the argument in favor of any Wii game that focuses on using them, is that it's a matter...
You are killing me by not picking this stuff up, Anthony. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, but the
right.
one-ups...
Yeah, that is...
The one-ups were not my fault. It made me leave, like, immediately. I don't know what happened there. Yeah. Glitch
not
confirmed!
Those little star bits, either.
What? Dice!
I'm not going to make any excuses for that Rosalina hater guy if he exists, though. Because you are using your money... okay, let's say you have all this excess funds.
For hate.
Yeah, you're using it to make the world a worse place. Thanks, jerk. Thanks
Unacceptable.
A lot.
No, I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that.
And, like, also, it's just, like, by making something more, by making something like that scarce, like, first of all, you're giving Nintendo the sales. Like, dummy.
Right.
Yeah, they're literally encouraging. They don't care where it's coming from.
Really,
yeah, they don't give a damn.
Like, you have essentially been like, oh yes, this is an incredibly successful product, right out the way. And then, it's like, oh, so it's scarce? Oh, there aren't that many now? Well, now here comes the petitions. Here comes the internet groups to, like, get people to repress it. Like, that is ineffective. Maybe it's all reverse psychology. Maybe he loves Rosalina.
Maybe he just wants Rosalina all to himself.
Maybe he wants Rosalina all to himself.
Maybe he's just like, if I can't have Rosalina, man, nobody can. Someday Rosalina and I will be together. Double Taco says, I think my favorite part of this morning's Nintendo Direct was how they ever so sneakily dropped the release date of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And I wanted to bring that to attention because I love that series. I really do. And I caught it, and that's why it's on the joysticks. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, this was, Anthony, we started out today in a very grumpy mood because we woke up early.
Yeah.
We woke up early and talked with Alexander.
Not the way you want to start your
way
day.
too awake and cheerful for my tastes. Like, I was not a fan of the time. But yeah, we covered the Nintendo Direct, and I gotta say, it was actually a really good one. I really
Great one.
A lot of what to say, yeah.
Super awesome one. It is a bummer that it has now been 2 years since Nintendo announced Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei during their January Nintendo Direct. That was
Is that the series you're having problems with them? Really?
Yeah, because I want that game.
He is not alone. There have been many, many, many salty tears today on that topic.
Sure.
I want that game.
But
2
I'm
years.
sorry, like, I give me, okay, so when was the last time we heard about the supposed new Star Fox game, let's say?
Oh,
When
well,
was the last
that
time
was
they cared at all about F-Zero in a real person way? Or, better yet, Metroid, the thing that, like, come on, please.
Metroid. Blessed Metroid. So, in fairness, Star Fox, Shigeru Miyamoto talked about it just not that long ago during the Video Game Awards.
That's true.
And when they were demoing Zelda, he said, alright, well, it's progressing. And the last time we saw it was, like, the super roughest, earliest prototype of all time.
Right.
The thing that they let us play at E3, which I got to try out, and, like, trust me, man, you did not want, like, you don't want to play what they showed at E3. Like, that was...
I believe it, yeah.
That was, like, the roughest of rough sketches. Like, I get why that was not on the show floor. Because that was more or less, like, just like, oh, like, this is, like, the super early experimental ideas that we're playing around with, and... Susan, I think the pointer controls are what bothered you here.
I think you're probably right.
Because, man,
It's gotta be the pointer controls.
Yeah.
it's just...
They were a lot less intrusive, I think, with, like, especially for single player when it came to the first game.
Yeah.
The whole Wii Remote Nunchuck combo, I despised from day one. I never liked it. I hated that freaking nunchuck. I never, ever, ever enjoyed using it.
I like it. Well, like, you know what? If they were made of different plastic, I think I would enjoy them
because
more.
the nunchuck, like, squirts out of your hand all the
Yeah,
time.
like, it is the least ergonomic, the sweatiest.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, I swear to God, it feels like I had, like, 5 minutes ago dipped my hands in, like...
Salsa.
In salsa!
Because you did, and that's your problem.
Look.
Anthony, is it mild? Are we talking medium salsa? Is it like Miss Renfro's,
salsa
like
verde?
green chili?
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so next week, we're gonna be in San Antonio, Texas for PAX
We
South.
are. Yes.
And as Joystiq's resident New Yorker, I plan on going up to everybody I see in San Antonio
Oh, God.
and being like, I just ate salsa from New York City! In the hopes that one person responds, New York City?!
You don't know many people from Texas, do you?
I know approximately 3 people from Texas.
Okay. This is not going to end well. Although, here is something I learned about Texas, which I did not know. So I will be there. Not for Joystiq. I will be there for the charity that I co-founded. Take this. And we were planning a dinner for the several of our board members are coming, which is great because we've never actually all been in the same place at the same time before. So it's actually very cool.
Cool.
And I said, well, I want burritos. And I was informed,
that's like my daily
burritos,
life.
not a Texas thing. Burritos is a
California thing.
California thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Like, no. Fajitas are a Texas thing. I'm like, well, this sucks.
Danny, are you listening? Get Texas on the phone and get burritos to be a thing there.
Well, okay, the Superior Barbecue does come from Texas. So
Yes.
they do have that.
I would like to
Yeah.
point out that Danny responding New York City in the chat does not count as a Texan saying that to me.
It doesn't.
He was prompted.
He was
Doesn't
prompted, does not count. Needs to be a real Texan who doesn't know me.
Can't do these things, so it has to be unprompted. It has to, yeah. It has to be real. It has to come from a real place.
We will. Everybody watching,
Or-
any of our regulars hanging out in the chat, please know that this will also be. Oh, must be a key somewhere. That this is PAX South will also be when we finally start up Joystiq's Instagram account. It will be almost
Oh my
exclusively pictures of Danny drinking strawberries
It
for the
probably
entire
will be.
event.
Well, no, I
Can
mean,
Can we make that the
flammable.
inaugural photo?
Yes, done. Oh, it'll probably be a picture of, like, I don't know, whatever I draw on Ludwig when he's asleep.
Oh, Danny. Danny
What?
says, we got burritos. I'll take you guys to this little family-owned place called Chipotle.
Oh wait, do I? Does it want me? God,
so
it's been a long time since I've played these levels.
So like you guys are bemoaning the Wii Remote nunchuck combo, and I gotta say I don't love it by all means. Like I'm with pretty much everyone that has anything bad to say about him, but at the same time I guess for me I spent so much time playing so many Wii games, honestly, that like I don't mind it too much. I do actually. There are times where I really like it. I think my problem with it is just kind of the smallness of each controller. Like sometimes, yeah, maybe that's part of the reason is that maybe if the nunchuck were a little bit more size for like an adult hand,
Yeah.
it wouldn't fumble around with it as much. Like I like there's like this cool factor to the fact that they're attached by a cord and they're kind of separate. You know what I mean? But it is like it also got to be a little bit of a pain with it kind of set up that way and stuff. So I like the fact that they made the controllers sort of forward compatible with some Wii U games. I think that's smart. But at the same time, I also appreciate the fact that they very clearly kind of moved on from that era, you know?
If
Yeah.
the nunchuck had been more like if you snapped the top off a flight stick,
Oh, totally. That would be really
right?
nice.
Like it's that size.
With like a proper
and-
grip.
Yeah, it's got the proper grip on it, and you know all the appropriate buttons. Then it would not have bothered me nearly as much. But it was just the size of it, the plastic it was made of, the shape of it. I literally never felt comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like them being attached by a wire was awkward for me, but it was the kind of thing that I could get used to.
You know,
Sure,
they did make wireless versions. I mean, Nintendo didn't, but man,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
never worked quite right.
No, it didn't, but I do think that Nyko made some decent third-party peripheral, like that company in particular. I toyed with a lot of third-party peripherals for Wii, and that was one company that always stood out to me to doing a pretty decent job. But at the same time, I mean, remember how, like, that's a whole thing. I mean, third-party controllers are nothing new, but it felt like with the Wii, there were a million attachments for it.
Yeah.
And half
There
of them
were.
were just shaped like a golf club.
I was gonna
Shaped
say,
like-
wasn't there a golf one?
There sure
Oh
was.
yeah, there's a ton of them because of all the people that only played it for Wii Sports, which by all means, I love Wii Sports. But yeah, it actually kind of amazes me looking back at how pervasive that was in the market.
The real jazz, the best peripheral, like the thing that was just a plastic shell. So they did not release it in the United States. You could only get them from Australia, which was surprising considering how censorious Australia can be with games, and the UK. But they made a like giant Colt like gun for House of
Oh
the
my
Dead
God.
Overkill.
I would have bought that.
I imported 2 of them like a crazy
Nope.
person.
No, I support that decision. I do.
I think it was like CTA Digital or something that made a couple of those sorts of shells. I know I have a Nyko one. I have a big like rifle-looking one. There might even be another one. Yeah. Like the Nyko Zapper one was really sweet. And that one I think I used. I liked that the trigger more than the one that was used in the one that came with what is that Zelda on rail shooter that they had
it's
with
Link's
this-
crossbow training.
Link's crossbow training. Yep, I used that instead, and that worked really well.
Get off my jocks, Mario. Sorry, I got Shadow Mario problems.
Don't we all?
Yeah, 99 problems.
Not 90.
Shadow Mario is like all of them.
Is
Shadow
at
Mario
least one of
pretty
them.
much encompasses them all, yeah. Shadow Mario's a real dick.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a jerk.
He's that guy buying up all the Rosalinas. That's
He is, yeah, it's Shadow Mario.
It's Shadow Mario.
I would love to see that like Dateline NBC special where it's like it's a silhouette, you know, and they alter the voice and everything, so it's just like I can't tell Rosalina to myself, you know, and then someone flips the lights on and it's like, oh wait, you're not a silhouette, it's Shadow Mario. Oh no.
So, you know, Anthony, you were talking about how much you love the level design in this one. This is not. I am not finding this inspiration.
Oh, this isn't working for you? I love this.
It's not. I mean, it's certainly not. It's certainly very, very good. Like, I don't want to give anybody the impression that I think this is a bad game, because it's not. It's a fantastic game.
I think like level design, I take Mario Galaxy 1,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Oh,
what I'm
really?
saying.
More than fair.
I like the 1s and 2 are a little bit more compact, and that's why I prefer them.
I can see that.
That is just me.
It started to feel like more Mario Galaxy, and I think at the time people were like, that's fine with me, you know, like it's
See, it wasn't fine with me.
okay.
I was because it really did it. Which, I mean, that's kind of how the Super Mario's have gone. Like it was Mario 64, and then the joke was that the next one was really just Mario 65, and this felt more like Super Mario Galaxy 1.5.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the additions. Like none of the additions felt innovative or interesting to me. Like the new suits, I actively did not like.
Yeah,
And
they are. It is before Super Mario Galaxy 2. Every single 3D Mario game always had some kind of foundational new idea to try and make three-dimensional Mario games easier for people to play. Like, Super Mario 64 is, like, this is it. Like, this is the very first time somebody has made a three-dimensional world that will allow you this level of control. Like, you know, Tomb Raider existed, but, like, Lara, you know, she moved on a grid. Like, Mario moved like an actual 3D object. It moved like a body through space. And then Sunshine is like, alright, well, you can move through space, but we're still having trouble with, you know, visibility and control.
Yeah.
So here we'll have the water pack, and it'll allow you, you know, to have a little bit more precision in how you move. Like, you can adjust your jumps. And it tried to do interesting things with the camera, like the silhouette behind walls.
It tried.
It tried. It was a noble effort.
It was.
And
it was.
Super Mario Galaxy was like, alright, well, maybe the problem is, like, how we present the land itself. And rather than, you know, traditional stages as we conceive them in classic Mario, we'll do something like a planetoid. So you can walk all over the surface, and you won't have to worry about falling off all the time. It's different. But Super Mario Galaxy 2 doesn't do anything like that. It's just
but doesn't from what I remember, and this is me just trying to think back and watching you play now, wasn't one of the main things with their goal with Mario Galaxy 2 was to fix some of the camera issues that they did have in the first game, in Mario Galaxy? Because there were times where, yeah, even though you were rotating around a planet, there were times where it did feel like you were kind of also fighting the camera just a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And you had to reorient a lot, and I'm pretty sure, at least in this game, it's supposed to be at least a little more cleaned up.
I don't have a Yoshi anymore, and I need a Yoshi.
We all need a Yoshi.
We all need a little Yoshi.
That's true.
Don't you want Yoshi to love you?
But yeah, like I'm with you though too, because this game in particular really didn't do a lot that felt new. I mean, I think part of the reason why people also it's not like nostalgia necessarily, but it is something to that degree, where when you talk about Galaxy 1 versus Galaxy 2, like Galaxy 1 just felt like such a cool step in a new direction, you know, and it felt exciting.
Revelatory.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you want to give kudos to the game that really started that instead of the one that followed it up. And
Well,
I think
you know
that's
what?
perfectly
Honestly,
fine.
in my case, I really, I don't love this level design. Like, although I do think other levels definitely represent this game better. I really don't like the starting area very much at all. If the suits that he had, either don't give him new suits, which would have been okay, actually. I would have been pretty okay with that. If the new thing was just Yoshi, I think that would have been fine. But if you're going to make new suits, they have to be cool. They have to be fun. They have to really feel fresh. And the suits in this are just dumb.
Yeah,
They're not fun.
I
Is it
didn't really.
this one, or is it Galaxy 1 that had the bee costume?
That's Galaxy 1.
That's
Galaxy.
Galaxy 1.
And
Yeah.
I love the bee costume.
Yes.
Where you let Mario dress up like John Belushi from 1970s SNL.
I did think
Okay. Can I tell you my B Mario story, which is adorable and will make you nauseous?
Do it.
So, many years ago, we sent, back when I worked at a different website, with my husband, he was going to Tokyo Game Show. And the company was not sending me. So I said, I will pay my own way there if you give me the time off. And then I will write up stuff while I am there. And they said, okay. Because I was like, this is my only chance to go to Tokyo, and I am taking it. So I went to Tokyo Game Show, so we were both there. And Tokyo Game Show is, of course, open to the public for most of its days. And so there are vendors there selling merchandise. And there was one vendor that sold all video game plushies.
Awesome.
And one of them was B Mario. It was Mario in the little bee costume. So, and my husband and I at that time were playing Super Mario Galaxy together, and we both just thought that B Mario was the cutest freaking thing we'd ever seen. So I bought him a B Mario as a gift. And so later that night, we're back at the hotel after the show, and he goes, oh, wait, I got you a present today at the show. And I said, oh, I got you one too. And we had both gotten each other B Mario.
Aww. That's adorable. Susan, can we please go to Tokyo Game Show?
If Tokyo
Yeah,
Game Show
I gotta go
relevant,
buy a
I'd be
Beam
happy
Heart.
to
It's
do it.
totally relevant, I swear. Everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know about the indie dating sims inspired by Kingdom Hearts that I want to play.
No, see, that would be interesting, but they don't even have that.
Yeah, they don't even have that stuff anymore, I know.
I know.
It's a
I
bummer.
would, believe me, I would jump at the chance to go back to Tokyo Game Show, but it's just not. It's not really.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's not huge yet. But there is a...
I think this Japan thing will catch on,
This
Anthony
Japan-
says.
It's totally gonna work. It hasn't gotten that big yet, but there is a indie game show in Japan.
Yes, there is.
And the name of it, I cannot remember the name of it, but it is starting to become fascinating. Because really cool stuff always debuts there, and it's stuff that doesn't always necessarily even make it onto the broader indie game radar. And I mean, obviously, I don't think any press outlet is going to send somebody there yet. But in a couple of years, I think that's something to really watch. I can envision a scenario where the Japanese game development scene becomes punk rock again.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there are some circles where independent developers are sprouting up a lot more and making some efforts. You know, you think about, you know, for instance, it's a tangential thing,
Yeah.
but like the Square Enix collective and how they're working with independent developers to help them fund their games and use Indiegogo and stuff. The thing they started like last year, I think it was, maybe even 2013. So like there's definitely some movements there, and I think that would be really interesting. I'd love to see that.
And like, you know, it's not just like young new creators, it's all of the developers who disappeared from the old publishers
Yeah,
that were like
absolutely.
prominent in the early aughts and the 90s. Like, those guys just left those publishers and are still working, and they're starting to come back. They're figuring out how. Some of them sort of missed the Kickstarter cash flush boom.
Yeah.
So Single and Lebanon says that Super Mario Sunshine's cleaning up mechanic wasn't fun. I have to disagree.
Gotta disagree.
I really loved it. I don't even know why.
I thought
I
it was
can't
awesome.
really explain it. I think it's... I don't know. I think because it was...
I have yet to play Super Mario Sunshine. I haven't played that yet.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Pick up a copy before that becomes, like, some kind of dumb collector's item.
It kind of feels that way already, honestly.
The camera,
exactly.
The camera is terrible. I will warn you of that right now. The level design is wonderful. The aesthetics are gorgeous.
Right.
And I think it's just because it's such a very wonderfully clearly defined concept. There is schmutz all over everything. Clean it off.
Yeah.
And it's also, pound for pound, the weirdest tentpole release.
It is weird.
It is frigging weird.
It
And
is.
like I hate. I'm sorry, everybody in the chat. If this is something you look for in games, I apologize. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I personally don't find anything more tedious than dark and gritty. Like, anybody who says, like, it's the dark version of blank, I immediately just disengage and turn off, and I'm like... But... So, yeah, with most
Mickey,
things.
though.
Epic Mickey doesn't even count. Epic Mickey is just dark as old Mickey was.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, like, if there is a dark Super Mario Brothers, it's probably Super Mario Sunshine. It's freaking weird, man.
It is.
Super Mario Sunshine had a Stephen King reference, according to something Mimic.
Yeah,
Really?
I would love to know
So
what
like
that
a
is.
Shining thing or something?
Probably like a dark half thing.
Yeah. And
Also,
Roland
by the way,
shows up.
I love the little Luma with the pom poms. Oh my
Yes.
god, it's just
I've
so
always loved that
cute.
Luma.
Eat,
I'm going
Luma.
to
Eat. It's really weird. He turns into Boris Yeltsin when you fill him with star bits.
Oh, it's,
I gotta-
it's transform.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love him.
Oh, speaking of weird old games that have turned into bizarre collector's items, as we've been talking, I just got a little alert on my phone here that I have won a copy of Dynamite Heady on eBay.
Wow.
Guess what Danny and I are streaming together.
Okay, that's a fine choice. That's a fine choice.
Get ready, everybody. That'll happen at some point.
Get ready for Hetty.
Here's the thing. You definitely know what you get when you come to Joystiq.
Yeah.
We are a very particular group of people.
We're a particular
Yeah.
group of people.
A lot
We
of
have a very-
esoteric titles like FIFA and Madden.
We have a very
Call of Duty.
we have a very specific sort of
Yes,
skill.
but then we have Alexander play the FIFA.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, we give you the wrong person to play a game.
exactly.
I always forget how tricky these stages are.
Oh my gosh, these are hard.
Oh, those rabbits! Oh, the ones that you have to chase down and all that.
Yep.
Ah,
So,
stupid bunnies, stay in place.
you dumb bunnies.
Dumb bunnies. Tricks are for kids, rabbit.
I don't know if you guys.
Oh my
have...
gosh! Super Mario Sunshine is $100 new, 30-ish used.
Are you
new?
kidding me? $100 for like a shrinked copy of that?
Yeah, for shrink. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. I keep forgetting what year it is.
Yeah, exactly. No, that
What
actually
year
makes
is
sense.
it?
In my head, in my heart, it is always 1998, Mike. But
Wait, no, it should be 1999 so you can play Dreamcast.
yeah, it should be. Well, you want the import version if you want the extra nostalgia boost.
Okay.
I'm getting this. I actually, you know, we were talking before about how you didn't think the suits were especially great in 2. I enjoyed the bee suit. I really like the bee suit. I like the ghost suit.
Yep.
I like that stuff. But I felt like the Galaxy games, like I liked the Ice Flower. That seemed like an oversight from the past, like finally being rectified. But the other suits didn't like really light me on fire.
No, the Cloud suit is meh at best. The Rock suit is just not fun.
And the spring suit is just like, how do we make Mario more frustrating? But man, if you want a Mario suit, it's got cat ears and a tail, baby.
I concur.
Give me that cat suit for days.
No, completely agree.
Love that thing. Love that thing forever. God, Super Mario 3D
game
World.
Is so good, it's kinda stupid.
I'm just like, you know, I recognize that I'm a bit of, like, we love video games. Chances are, if you're watching this, you love video games. If you work Joystiq, you love video games. We're all here because we're a little bit obsessed. Now, that said, I usually think if you're going to buy a console, you should buy a console because there are multiple things you want on it. Super Mario 3D World is one of those things that if, like, Nintendo was like, oh yeah, we're not releasing any more games on the Wii U. Just this one. I still would be like, worth it. Worth it.
Here's the funny thing. Now, going back to the conversation we had earlier, what does Super Mario 3D World do that really has it stand out on its own? Is it just the fact that it is just marvelous in general at doing kind of what you love and expect out of a Mario game? Because that's the thing that I've struggled with, because I love that game. I mean, I'm
it's a
there with you guys.
completely different style of level design.
Isn't it?
It's fundamentally
it is,
different
and also
type of level design.
the 3D. It's a genuinely cooperative game.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
as opposed to like this is cooperative light.
Right.
It's nice that it gives the person sitting there watching something to do that is helpful, but they're not really playing.
Yeah.
But the new Super Mario, they actually are. Typically, they're picking you up and accidentally, air quote, throwing you into lava.
Accidentally.
Accidentally. Whoops. Well, because when you hold down the run button, if you run into something, you automatically pick it up. That happens.
That happens.
It's a thing, but yeah, it's definitely for me anyway. Also,
I know. I recognize.
See, this suit is stupid.
Oh, I like this. I like the drill. The drill is cool. I'm not saying it's not Karibo's shoe cool, but it's cool.
Well, what is
nothing
really? Have they matched the coolness of Karibo's shoe yet?
I just keep waiting for it to come back in some form. It seems to be like
It did.
In what?
Did. Yes.
I was always a Tanuki suit guy.
Oh, and rightly so. That's
the
fine.
frog suit. The frog suit.
Yeah, now you're
The frog suit is awesome.
Susan, where is Karibo's shoe? A second time. Because that will like change my life. I'll be a new man.
I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like it's in something else. I will use the internets to look this up.
I would be changed. Changed at a fundamental level.
It was in New Super Mario Bros. U, says RenderBeam.
No kidding.
Indeed!
Where is it? I finished that game! God.
Did you... Anthony, were you on... Okay, I remember when you went through this kick where you're like, no shoes Anthony here. You know, and you were all walking around town barefoot. Were
all
you
the time.
like vehemently
Super Mario
against-
3D World, says Danny.
Danny.
It's in 3D World? Where?
Nice try, Render B. Actually, Render B might be right too, but still.
Ice skates, that was it. It was Karibo's ice skate.
That
That's
doesn't
what I'm
count.
thinking of.
That doesn't count.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm talking about a big
Like
green boot.
Ice
Come
skates
on.
are just like danger shoes, you know?
Danger shoes!
That's how you get ants.
That is how you get ants.
Well, like imagine, like if you. Oh, okay, so I've always had this dream of owning a restaurant where everybody walks around with ice skates. The floors are made of cutting boards, and you put your veggies down on there, and you just chop, chop, chop while you walk.
Genius.
See, this is a great example of. This is a great example of when I come up with a bad idea and Anthony's on it right away.
Genius. Love it.
Yep,
Love everything about it.
God, it's probably the worst idea I've ever heard.
I just want to see, like, first of all, who will insure this establishment? This has to be a rogue restaurant. Give me that one up. No, that's not a one up. That's invincibility.
A soul of action. It's statement shoot. Oh yes.
Man, so can I don't want to brag. Like, I'm not gonna be a Richard Mitchell and talk about how good I am at video games, but
You're tempting
typically,
fate right now.
typically when I start streaming a game for us, I am terrible at it.
That's true, but you're doing quite well.
Yeah, I'm acquitting myself well. I toot my own horn here.
What other things were announced? We saw a little bit of Xenoblade today too.
Yeah, got
that's-
another
that-
trailer for a game that
That
looks
looks
hot.
sick.
Hot as hell.
Looks sick. Gimme.
I love that, like, oh, come on, right? That's when I die. Right when I say, oh, I'm doing okay, that's when I finally beef
I
it.
did warn you.
Yeah, I was warned.
I'm behind a little bit, so I can't wait to see how you die.
It's the dumbest death in the world. Really stupid.
Is it one of those little onion things, or is it? Please
Yeah.
tell me you go off the edge and yes,
Yeah.
yes, to the black hole with you.
It was both of those things. That was
Yeah,
such
but-
an old man grumble. It was wonderful. That was great.
Here, Mr. Guy. Bam! I hate onions.
Alex DLC has a question, since, and you may be able to answer this since you have played it relatively recently, Anthony. Do you feel like this looks any better on the Wii U than it does on the Wii?
Having really recently played my disc version of Super Mario Galaxy 2 on my Wii U, this does not look discernibly different at all. Like, if you have played a disc version of Super Mario Galaxy 2, you know what you're getting. I mean, which is to say, it looks very good. It
looks great, yeah.
It is fetching as hell. But, you know, like, don't go in expecting, you know, like, the Wind Waker HD remaster. Like, this is just the same game. It is not dramatically different. It's just pretty. Captain Toad in the house!
You know what's you know what's really, really depressing to think about?
What?
Is that someday, like, their kids basically growing up now, right? Someday they're gonna be like, oh man, retro 480p. You know, like
Yeah.
it's retro to them. That just saddens me.
At a fundamental level. It's dark days.
Dumb kids, stop it.
So I know that they announced like the Super Mario line of amiibo today, like, and you can get a Toad amiibo. When do I get my Captain Toad amiibo? I don't want
Exactly, I concur.
Yeah,
Right?
like
Yeah, I want Captain Toad. I want Tom Nook.
Oh yes. Well, you know that Tom Nook and stuff is gonna happen when they have a new Animal Crossing game. They
Well,
already hinted at
of
a
course.
one. That'll definitely happen.
Of course.
It's just a matter of time for that.
man, I know that there is probably going to be a Wii U Animal Crossing and that's all well and good. I do not know what you do with Animal Crossing after Newly.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just
You
don't.
pretty much have to do more. I think really the best thing that they could possibly do would be working out the social functions of it. It's gotten better. It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Visiting friends' towns and stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, it's almost like, it reminds me, like, think about what EA tried to do with SimCity.
Right.
And it was like
Yeah.
you were in a world in a sense, and I think that could be the best thing you could do with Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it would also be really nice if you could have semi-asynchronous visiting. Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
with New Leaf, what you'd have to do is you would have to let your leave your gates open, let your friends know, hey, my gates are open,
Right.
and then leave your DS on. And that's kind of asynchronous,
Yeah,
but not really.
a little. Not really.
I did also, I liked, and this is an area that could be improved upon, how you could, with your Street Pass, the people that you met in Street Pass, you could buy some stuff in what was it called?
Their houses. They're like,
Their,
you went
their,
to like
their
the...
dream house or something. You could go to open the shop
You
that
went,
was like,
you went to the super creepy housing development
right,
that they opened north of town, and you could
and you
buy
go to
stuff
sleep
there.
and you dream, and then you can buy stuff.
God, that is messed up.
It was weird, but it was a really great way to complete furniture sets.
So, okay, weird little thing to say about Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys will agree with me on this. I realize it's an odd point of view, but part of me feels like Animal Crossing, to an extent, is an inherently lonely experience. That, like, if you made, like, an MMO version of Animal Crossing, it would be a different thing.
Yeah, that's
Kind
true.
of, yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, I was going to say Ceramic Saturn says that Nintendo, they describe Nintendo as being online-ophobic and that they'd never make an MMO Animal Crossing, and that they kind of hold themselves back more than anyone. I don't totally disagree with that. I mean, I think that it's taken Nintendo light years to get on board with doing anything that makes sense in an online space. That said, they are definitely catching up.
Oh, big time.
In recent years, there are a number of different examples from what they've done with Pokemon in the online front to what just embracing certain like sharing stuff like with Miiverse, and you think of what they did with Mario Kart with saving clips and stuff like that. Smash Brothers, I think, continues to be a pretty solid example of online stuff. It's not perfect. They're far from perfect. Gone are the days of like awful individual friend codes per game.
Yeah.
Think about how bad that was.
The worst.
That was
And then
awful.
realize-
that was
just
such
realize-
a horrible idea.
It was horrible. We're in a much better place now than we were before. There's plenty of room for improvement, but I just find it a lot harder to poke at that as a major fault when they have come such a long way too.
And like, what's
I don't
Mario
think
Kart 8
we need
missing?
to reverse to that anymore.
What's Mario Kart 8 missing for online stuff besides like native Twitch integration?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that's really
Or
the
even
big thing.
the ability to share clips.
Yeah.
Right?
In a really, really like
in a seamless way.
smart way.
Yes, in a seamless way. Like that's what's missing from Mario.
Their
Kart.
highlight reels are cool, but I want to be able to select certain clips and move around camera stuff, everything. Like it's so close to being what you want.
Yeah.
And that's always the problem. But I mean, they're better off being close to what you want than not offering anything remotely near it.
And I will say, it's important to remember a lot of their reluctance to do online connectivity is because they're very much aware that a lot of their users are kids.
Oh yeah, and
they're trying to protect kids, and you have to you gotta respect that.
Yeah.
I do think too, though. You look at the Wii versus now, kind of where they are with the Wii U with 3DS. Maybe they looked at it as they were growing up a new generation with the Wii, and it's not like their audience isn't growing up as well. So I think there are some small ways they're acknowledging that. They're not making a new Earthbound or anything like they should, But
Oh my god, how awesome would that be?
Well, I mean, like, you can't force that. Like, Shigesato Itoi is, what is he? Is like 89?
it's
like-
it's just plain not.
So,
I'm just saying, if the man is like, I'm retired, I don't want to write anymore.
shut up, I don't care.
Shut up, write
You're just-
something.
I will do it myself if I will
I'll do it
print
myself.
out. I will print out and mail them my Earthbound fanfic, and
There you go.
Have you guys seen the fan Earthbound 4 that's being made? Mother
I have
4
not.
rather? Oh,
I
it looks. I mean,
I mean,
man,
I know that there have been there's so much that's been done with like the
Yeah.
fan translations of Mother 3 and stuff.
Look up like Mother 4 fan project, because there's a big one that's going on right now, and it is really impressive. Like they're doing the exact same sprite style as Mother 3, and it looks really accurate. Like that's the only thing I can say that is like, and that's the most flattering thing I can say actually.
That's cool.
Like it looks real.
I can't pronounce your name because there's way too many X's in it, but someone's asking why not a new Super Mario RPG? Because that was made by Square, my friend.
Well, no. So
That's
dig
why.
this.
Well, the
Alpha
Mario
Dream.
Luigi ones, right?
The Alpha Dream, the guys that make Paper Mario and
No, I
Alpha
meant
Dream.
the actual real.
Yeah, the legit Super Mario. Yes.
No. So
Okay.
the Alpha Dream team is
Yeah.
almost 90% the Super Mario RPG team. All those guys left Square after making that game to basically form their own studio. And so they've been asked, like the director of Super Mario RPG is the same guy that does the direction on Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario, and they've said, like, so why not Super Mario RPG 2? And he goes, I thought that game was boring.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You, sir, are wrong.
You are wrong.
That game is
Wow.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites, and that's one of the reasons why there isn't a new one. Oh,
to be
God!
fair, another game I love, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
I love
That's
that.
a great RPG
That-
style game.
Game is so good. The more recent one, the Mario and Luigi.
Was
Oh,
it the
God.
Bowser one?
That
Bowser's
I got
Inside. No,
stuck
that was DS.
in. Yeah, I actually
There's a
got stuck in-
3DS one.
There is.
Yeah, the new
Yeah.
one, and I actually I traded it in because I was so bored.
Aw.
Yeah,
so
it's the most recent Paper Mario on 3DS has the same problem. Sticker Star.
Sticker Star, yeah, I did not
Ugh.
enjoy that.
I wanted to. I love like the ideas in it, but Jesus, guys, like there needs to be
Dream
something to do.
Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Yeah,
Dream
Dream
Team.
Team. I was just bored. And Sticker Star I just did not enjoy. I
Yeah.
appreciated the stickers were a fun idea.
Right.
I
I love that idea.
I don't think it was executed very well in a fun way.
I'm gonna get this comic coin if it kills me.
Okay, for $5, Zeros, I would say that Sticker Star is worth $5.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
What? Yeah, comic coin.
We've had that conversation recently, Susan, haven't we? The fact that once you hit a certain value, I mean, the expectation definitely goes down.
Yes.
Some of the games.
But, you know, the other, this has happened to me with a lot of 3DS games recently, like the most recent Professor Layton, Dullsville,
Oh, I've heard that is a little bit of disappointing.
yeah, Azran Legacy, Dullsville, so Mario and Luigi, Dullsville, Sticker Star, Dullsville. It's you know, and these are series that I love.
I'm gonna make a Animal Crossing town named Dullsville. It's just gonna be the most boring town you've ever seen.
What kind of fruit do you grow? Only the native fruit. That's it.
We grow native fruit. We're very proud.
Someone in the chat was saying Animal Crossing Galaxy.
Oh, now you're talking.
You're on planets.
Yeah, you want to plant it. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be pretty cool.
That would be really neat. I would
like
I
that.
would enjoy that a lot.
Yeah,
Because
great
then,
idea.
I mean, you can still do all the fishing and the insect collecting and all that, but it's all they make them up. You know, it's all space creatures.
Dad,
That would be
Dad,
sweet.
Dad, come on, Dad.
Oh man, intergalactic Tom Nook. Oh yes, please. Yes, please. Oh, I would want that so much. That sounds so
Oh.
funny.
I always... God, this is so tricky. And... Bam! Star time! Boom. That was a tricky level. See?
Yeah.
The gravity level! This gravity level is awesome! I love that level.
Don't love it.
I love it. It's so good.
It's clever. It is very, very clever.
You've got a spaceship shaped by your own head, and your
That's
first mate...
creepy.
Your
dude.
first mate is Grimace? Like...
Star
awesome.
Grimace.
It's Star Grimace? Oh god, look at him. Where did Star
Sim
Grimace get
Earth
those
with
pants?
an Animal Crossing theme.
I would play it. I'd play it.
Yeah.
I'd play it.
Yeah.
Wow, how many levels
Oh.
did you get through, Anthony?
I actually, yeah, so it's 5 o'clock.
You did really well, yeah.
And I got, let's see here, what's my star count? I got 7 stars in an hour.
Sweet.
I'm not ready to start speed running, Super Mario Galaxy 2, but I am very pleased with that progress, I will say.
Well, that was good progress. That was solid.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I am better at Super Mario Galaxy 2 than I am at Thief, but not as good as I am at Don't Starve. I am the world's
Oh,
greatest,
you are the best.
Worst person ever.
the greatest Don't Starve player that has ever lived.
You
right
are.
here.
It's true. It's true. No.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. You can go download this on your Wii U right now. It's $10, and I swear to God, like, there are few games on Wii U for $10 that are better than this. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? It's either this or Mega Man X3. The solution is get both. We will be back tomorrow afternoon with something that is fundamentally different than Super Mario Galaxy. We will be playing Elite Dangerous by Frontier Development. It's the follow-up to David Braben's obsessively adored open-world space exploration and, like, what do you call Elite? Space exploration and bounty hunting, and you do all weird things. There's space dogfights. It's awesome, and Zav D'Amatos is going to be playing it inside of an Oculus Rift. You will see him waving his head around, probably getting motion sickness. It's gonna be awesome. He downloaded a mod that lets him speak into his spaceship and give it voice commands. Awesome. Cannot wait. It's gonna be very cool. Do that. If you want to hear more about the Nintendo announcements, go to joystiq.com right now. We have write-ups of everything that happened during the Nintendo Direct today. If there are any details that we didn't cover right now you want to know about, Joystiq. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. You're probably thinking to yourself, oh my god, I'm so tired of people telling me to follow them on social networks. It's the worst thing about modern life. Well, when you follow us on those things, we give you things. We give you crap that is awesome. The awesome crap this week is a 20th anniversary limited edition PlayStation 4. There are only 12,000 of them in existence, and we're giving one of them away. You just need to follow us.
Pretty sweet.
It's awesome, dude. They're unreasonably priced at this point. But yeah, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And hey, next week, if you're gonna be at PAX South, look for a guy that sounds like this, and look for another guy that enjoys strawberries. Say hello when you spot us.
He's gonna have a utility belt with strawberries on.
Just right around, right around for every meeting. Susan, Mike, thanks for joining me, guys.
Yeah, it's a good stream. It was fun.
No, this was great. Oh, it's
Good
so
work.
fun.
Good work, Anthony. I'm happy you were able to prove to the world that you are competent at video games.
Let's play some Don't Starve right now. Yeah!
Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. You have this going for you for now.
Alright, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.